Hey everyone, RogueGold here. Welcome back to the Division 2. Today, I'm back with yet another classified assignment guide. This one is going to be for the 4th classified assignment releasing in Year 8, titled McMillan Reservoir Assault. And in this, we will be walking through how to complete the mission, as well as how to solve its various puzzles and claim the hidden rewards. Now, like we always do in these guides, any lore or collectible spoilers will not be included, so as not to ruin your enjoyment, but obviously there will be spoilers on how to solve all of the riddles, so beware. Before we dive in, a reminder that classified assignments are paid content add-ons, so for this one you can either get it by heading to the store and purchasing it individually, or it is also included in the Year 8 Season 2 Season Pass bundle. But we'll get straight to it. If you enjoyed this one, you want to see future guides, news, and more on the Division 2 from me, then be sure to subscribe. Sending out a big shout out and thank you to all of our channel members. You all go above and beyond to supporting myself and the channel, which I have endless gratitude for. Thank you. But without further ado, let's get to it. Now, before getting to the mission, as per usual, I wanted to spotlight which rewards this content offers you in case you're weighing whether or not it is worth picking up for you. Firstly, you will receive the Old Guard, which is a named T-821 SMG. It comes with perfect, close, and personal. Just note that like with all other named items from these Year 8 assignments, the devs have confirmed that these are timed exclusives. They will eventually be made available through other sources. In addition, you will then receive the Bigfoot Backpack Trophy here, which is an exclusive to this mission. Alright, to begin, we first need to uncover the location of this classified assignment. This one is going to be on the very north end of Judiciary Square, just to the right of the Hotel Infirmary control point. If you come to this intersection and turn around, you just want to approach the map boundary gate, and the mission entrance is right here. Now, once inside, you will be immediately met with a mini puzzle. Nothing too complex, you just need to shoot the lock off this gate on your left, zigzag through this military checkpoint until you reach the very far right end where you can pull this lever. That opens the way, but don't go too far because the water here is electrified. You're going to want to climb atop of these cars to cross safely, and once across in this area, you can then climb up and disable the generator. After doing this, you will be prompted to clear the area of enemies, so go ahead and do so. Before moving on from this spot, though, there are a few things that we need to do first. For one, you may notice this silo interior having a comm and the backpack trophy for the mission, but don't worry, we'll come back to this. What you're going to want to do, though, is go back toward the electrified moat, and as you approach, on the left, there is a truck you can climb up. This leads you to a second generator guarding the back portion of the water from where you first entered. Disable it, and this will then let you approach this gate within the moat that can be opened, and inside here, within the overgrown silo, you'll find our first comm. After collecting that, you can return and follow the main mission objective. This will have you traversing different reservoir walkways, fighting off true suns and hyenas. Once you reach this control tower, however, you want to shoot the counterweight to drop a rope, and atop it, you will be prompted to destroy the radio equipment that is mounted to it. However, at first, the weak points are shielded. To expose the first one, just step back on the walkway to find this laptop, interact with it, and it will reveal the destructible. For the second one, you're going to want to go down the stairs on your left and fixed to the control tower wall as this panel, interact with it to expose the second weak point. Now, before you move on with the main objective, be sure and look back down to where you rappelled up, and you can actually shoot the lock off of this gate, and if you go all the way back down there, you can now proceed through to collect comm number 2. After proceeding, you will once again be prompted to clear out a bunch of enemies. Once you do that, the turret guarding your approach here can be disabled by destroying the weak point, which is hidden just through these gates. Once that's done, just be sure and climb the stairs within that small courtyard, as comm number 3 awaits you up top. Alright, next up is the pump house. You want to clear out all enemies in your way. Now, before you head upstairs here, to your left, upon entering, you'll find a lootable box on the wall, and this will grant you pump control key 1. Then, you can head upstairs, and the puzzle here is fairly simple. Each of these 3 water pressure gauges relays to another gauge nearby. Those are denoted by 1, 2, and 3. And you just need to get the 2 to match. Now, I cannot confirm if the readings you see on the gauge here in the video will be different than yours in game. I assume there is some randomization to it each time you run the mission. It's very simple though. Once you find these gauges, you have an option to increase the pressure to move the needle to the right, or reset the pressure by moving it left. So, by grabbing that key downstairs, the door to pump 1 can be opened immediately to the left of the control box. And in here, just adjust the pressure of that pump as needed. Pump Pump room 2 is going to be immediately behind the control box. Same deal there, just adjust it as needed. And then for pump 3, out on the balcony, which is to the right of the control box, you can look through this open window and shoot the yellow box. That's going to de-electrify a previously inaccessible maintenance ladder downstairs. So go back down there, enter in here, climb up the ladder, and that will then let you access pump 3, which once again, you can set to whatever you need and return to the control box. Now, assuming you've done everything correctly here, the lever on your left will be interactable. Do that, and that will trigger the next wave of NPCs, either before or after dealing with them, just before you leave the area. Be sure to return to the stairway of the pump station here. You may have heard or noticed that there is a comm within a locked room on the bottom floor. This landing will let you look through a gap in the concrete from which you can shoot the yellow box inside. This will then de-electrify the gate within pump room 1, which will let you scale down the ladder and claim comm number 4. So, the mission will then lead you to the point where you blow this giant hole in the wall, and you can then proceed down into the underground facility. Here, there are a series of valves that need to be turned in order to lower the water level, which in turn lets you access more of the room and turn more valves. Should be pretty straightforward. That will eventually get you into this service tunnel, and in here, you just need to peek through the fence on the right side in order to shoot the lock and keep going. Once through there, you can turn the final valve on the other side, where the mission will then prompt you to retrieve the explosives at the top platform of the room. Here is where you will find the echo for the mission. Again, no spoilers here, but before moving on from this point, just be sure and drop down the front ledge instead of taking the offered rope on the right side, because it is here that you will find comm number 5 for your collection. You can then climb out of this little cage, and there will be 4 marked pipes to destroy. After doing so, you will be guided back topside, and this leads you to the final combat encounter for the mission. Dispatch all of the enemies here, take out the boss that spawns, as per usual, though just be careful to not deconstruct the old guard weapon that drops from the boss. But there you go, Manny will tell you that you're done with the mission, but as we know, that's not quite it yet. We've still got a backpack trophy and the 6th comm to collect. So at this point, you're going to want to make your way back to this location on the map. It is just outside the pump house that we visited previously. Here, you will find a second control box for more water pressure gauges. Mysterious. What you'll notice are these colored pipes, right? Green, blue, and yellow. These all lead to various places on the map, and those correspond to water gauges that you can go out and manipulate to once again match the pressure levels that you see here. Once again, for me, that was minimal pressure on green and blue and full pressure on yellow. It may differ for you, just be sure and check. To find yellow, you're going to want to head down the driveway here from the turret checkpoint toward the control tower that we visited earlier, and underneath here you will find the pressure gauge. Before it will let you change the pressure, however, you first must replace the missing fuse off to the right. To find this, just head right above to where you are on the walkway that leads to the control tower. Take those stairs off to the left, and on your right side you should find this gate now open, and in here is where you can snatch a fuse from. Take it back, restore power to yellow. You can now alter the pressure levels to match whatever it displayed for you at the control box. For blue, this one is going to be just down from the turret checkpoint. There is a path here leading toward the boathouse that you passed through early on in the mission. From this side, however, you'll not only find a shootable lock on this gate, but also one on the door inside the boathouse. And by shooting both of those, you can now pass through and access the blue gauge. Once again, set the pressure to where it needs to be at. And finally, for green, this one's going to be back in the underground arena. Make your way just before the exit that you took out of here to begin with, and you'll notice this spot where a yellow tarp is laid. Normally that indicates that a spot is climbable, but this time it is blocked by these metal sheets. This one is pretty straightforward. Don't ask me how long I ran around trying to figure it out, but you're just going to want to throw a grenade at it. I used a concussion grenade. I have no idea if non-damaging grenades or skills can also knock it down. I assume just anything explosive, but this will clear the path and let you climb up and adjust green as needed. So, once you've adjusted all 3 gauges, you can return to the control box, and assuming you did it correctly, all 3 lights will be green. This lets you pull the lever off to the left. This then opens up these valve doors in the pool down below. You'll see a key drop from this, and this is specifically a key for Silo 28. With that in hand, you can now return to the spot where we fought the final boss, and now you can open the silo to claim not only the final comm, but also our backpack trophy. Well, There you have it, folks. That is a complete guide for Year 8 Classified Assignments number 4, McMillan Reservoir Assault. What did y'all think? I enjoyed this one. The environments here were definitely very refreshing. I like ones that happen outdoors. Plus, I think the contrast between that and in the labyrinth-like underground section was neat. The puzzles were fine. Nothing too terribly novel or intricate. Things felt fairly well balanced here, I thought, between combat, puzzles, and exploration. So, I'd say this lands a very solid score amongst the other Year 8 missions that we've had so far. That said, I'll be very curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know all of them down below. That's going to do it for me today, though. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and until I see you next, RogueGold. Ow. Oh! We just got a ravenous! I might not be friendly. Let's go.
Coming to the Division 2.
Let's go!
And